Steel boots stomping, crashing the floor. Two wild Yinzers kicking through the door. Loud like a jag-off at a pins game fight. Brace yourself, this ride ain't polite. Two dumb Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two dumb Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. From the bug with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two dumb Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Rivers collide where the laughs always flow. Black and gold thunder everywhere they go. The madcap kings breaking every mold. With two dumb Yinzers, the stories don't get old. Two dumb Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice.
I was just thinking, like, I was reading the board the other day. I'm seeing Jen on the board. I do want to say good morning to Jen, and I do want to say good morning to Charlie. One thing I noticed the other day was when I got off the air, I was looking at the comments on one of the later shows. I think it was Friday. And Jen says that, if her daughters were single, she could hook up one of them up with Derpy. And then she makes the comment. She says he would have to move here, though. The thing about Derpy's, the Derpy clan, they're like gypsies. They don't.
You have to take them all of them in.
You have to take all the Derpies in if you're going to do something like that. It isn't just you can't just have Derpy come move with you. You have Aunt Fanny and Aunt Peaches and the half sister, Jessie, who's literally a half sister. She has no legs, and I don't know if Jen really knew what she was getting herself into with that conversation. But I'm reading it and I'm thinking, oh yeah.
Yeah, she may have bit off more than she could chew on that one, brother.
Like I said, they're like gypsies. You can't invite one Derpy somewhere and not have them all show up. But
they got their caravans that they pack up and all rolling together.
Yeah. When you go to and I don't know, I mean, you may or may not have ever noticed it, but at a lot of Chinese places around here, Chinese restaurants, they all pow into a van and drive away at the end of the day. I don't know where they go. I don't know if what is that? Is that you?
That was the song finishing up in the background.
Oh, okay. But they all pack up in their van at the end of the day and drive away. I don't know if they live together, if they just they all carpool. But that's what the Derpies are like. It's like a big clown. It's like a big clown car of Derpies.
I would pay good money to watch the clown car of Derpies, bro. That would be the stuff right there.
All these heads sticking out the side, just all crazy weird shit happening in there. I could see it. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. Good morning to Jen. Good morning to Charlie Girl, and good morning to Tortilla on the board bright and early today. How's everybody doing? Welcome back. This is the episode 780 of the Two Dumb Yinzers. This is Monday morning. This is game week, everybody. That's right. We have a football game. Pittsburgh Steelers play on Saturday against the Jacksonville Jaguars in Florida. A lot to go over today and throughout this week. Getting ready for the first preseason game of the year. I think the big topic of the weekend was injuries.
Yeah.
Some worse than others, and some to players that you probably don't want to see it happen to. But guys, nonetheless, there is a lot of stuff to talk about. Derpy did, in fact, go to camp over the weekend. I know that sometimes he can't make it here on Monday because he has to go do things with Aunt Fanny or Aunt Peaches. So I expect him to be here tomorrow, but I'm kind of disappointed in some of the work he did. He sent over about 10 videos, and they're all about 3 seconds long.
I know, brother. I'm sitting there like, all right, cool, man. He's sending videos over. I'll be able to splice some stuff together. 8 seconds was the longest one, brother.
Yeah, I have about 19 seconds worth of videos from Derpy from all day at camp. There's about 30 videos. So listen. We'll get into
Bless his heart.
We'll get into his ass tomorrow. Again, I know that he gets tied up on Mondays, so I'm not too upset with him. But again, I don't know what the hell he was thinking. We have about 15 3-second videos, and some of them aren't even anything. Some of them is just
people walking,
just guys walking by him. I thought, oh, what is this?
That's why he's Derpy, brother.
That's why we send him to do the important stuff. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome back to the show. Welcome to Coasterholics. Great to see you on the board. Always great to see Coasterholics, Tortilla, everybody else on the board. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back. That's right. It's game week, everybody. Just pretend this is Victory Monday, and we're just getting ready for the following game, guys, because here we go. We are just days away. It's here. It's Saturday, 7:00. Steelers at Jacksonville. Couldn't start. Mike, we're inching. We're inching there, man. And I got to be honest with you. I'm feeling great. Yeah, I mean, this game doesn't mean anything, but you take a lot from these kind of games, learning about your young players, learning about free agents, learning about all the newcomers on your team. So I get as fired up for this as regular season. But once regular season comes, of course, regular season then trumps everything that we just seen in preseason.
Yeah.
But this is the highlight right now, Mike.
Yeah, this is the highlight. This is I can't wait. We get to see the Steelers hit people.
Yeah.
For change. That's not our own guys. I don't know about you, but that makes me happy.
Yes, I love seeing Steelers hit other people that are not our own guys. Good morning, everybody. Let's grab a couple of these messages on the board, Mike, before we do get started. Jen says, good morning. Good morning, Steelers family. How are you doing today, Jen? Hope all is well in the great state of Wisconsin. Charlie girl, good morning to you. Hope everything is going.
Charlie girl.
Hope everything is going well with you, young lady. Jen says, poor Derpy goes to camp on a day that everyone rests. Yeah, and that's another thing I wanted to get into. No wonder we didn't get any good pictures. I mean, come on, nobody was practicing that day. But again, that's what happens when you go to the day after Friday Night Lights. You tend to sit some of your veterans and older guys, and that's exactly what happened. But you know what? That's we'll just blame it on Derpy at this point.
Everything that's gone wrong so far is Derpy's fault.
Absolutely. Tortilla says, did Derpy get Omar Khan's autograph? I highly doubt it. He was about 3 miles away from the field, and like I said, I got 5 random videos that are just people walking by, and there's a couple of videos of plays going on. But again, if you don't know what's going on, it's hard to tell.
As like he was recording one, and someone walks through.
Yeah.
So you missed the entire play.
Yeah, he was trying. He was trying.
The start and the end of the play. He tried. He gave it his all.
I've never seen somebody with so much, so bad of luck doing that. But I got to be honest with you, Mike. Maybe we'll pull up some of the videos tomorrow.
I might splice them together. Just
do you have 5?
I got like 7 things I could put together for probably like 30 seconds. Be the best 30 seconds of all time.
Yeah, everybody, welcome back to the show. Tortilla, I'm sorry, Coasterholic says can't wait for Monday Night Football. Otherwise, Mondays suck. No two ways about it. Coasterholics. It's back having football. I seen somebody on Facebook the other day say that the Hall of Fame game is a joke, which it is. Don't get me wrong, but it's if after a long off season, I don't care who's on, I don't care what's going on, as long as there's football, and that's the way I looked at last week's game. And I look at it the same way as you're saying with these Monday night games as well. It's just good to have football back, Mike. I got to be honest with you. It's here. We're just days away from seeing the Steelers back at it.
Oh, God, I can't wait. We waited all off season for this. I don't care if it's the first preseason game. It's going to be ugly, but it's going to be football about a team that I care about. So that's all I care about, brother.
The big topics of the day is going to be from things that happened over the weekend at camp, Mike. We're going to talk about the injuries, of course, of the Steelers, some more serious than others. We're also going to talk about the dominance of the defense, Mike. Defense winning 12-2 against the offense in an overall tally in the training camp so far. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into how that's going to play come Saturday. We're going to talk about how that's going to come to play into come the regular season. Again, a lot of things to go over, Mike. It's just days away. Here we are, Pittsburgh Steelers, Jacksonville on Saturday. Tortilla says Derpy sent all the good videos to the Ravens.
He probably did. Or the Browns. He's a traitor. Benedict Arnold.
Yeah. So there you go, everybody. Good morning, Aaron Jade. Aaron, good morning and welcome to the board.
What up, brother?
Nice seeing you as always. He says, "Here we go, Steelers." And that's right, Mike. That's the mood that I'm in today. I'm in a "here we go, Steelers" kind of mood. Again, we're just days away. You can count on one hand. I don't know. It depends on what day you go by. I started Tuesday because it's Monday, but so that leaves me with enough for one hand. Any way you look at it, guys, we do have a game: Jacksonville, Pittsburgh, Saturday. Let's get into it, Mike.
Let's do it.
One other thing I do want to know. I heard rumors that Glorilla, who was supposed to be there Saturday night, she was there, but I also heard rumors that Snoop Dogg was supposed to be up there, and I did not hear that. I didn't see a million videos or pictures of him online, so I'm going to assume that he wasn't there.
If Snoop was there, it'd been all over the place.
You definitely heard about it, and also I would definitely kill Derpy for not getting any footage of that as well. But again, we'll kill him tomorrow. Just hold on to your socks because. We'll get him. We'll get him. We'll get him. Come on, 30 videos. They're all 1 second long. They're of nothing. They're of random guys' heads. I couldn't believe it. I was excited when I seen all the videos coming through. I thought,
me too.
The good stuff.
I was pumped. I'm like, Derpy pulled through. Then
we're getting our money's worth, aren't we? And then
we are. We paid him $0, and that's what we got.
So we did. We get our money's worth from Derpy.
Richard,
good morning.
Ever.
Richard says, "I'm still very concerned about the offensive line. I hope they can pull it all together. Defense looks great. And I'm losing confidence in the offensive line as time goes on," which, again, I didn't know. I didn't think it was possible because I thought that was the weakest link. I felt that our left tackle was the weakest link, and that got interesting as the weekend went on, and we'll get into that in just a moment, Mike. But I definitely a little bit of reason for concern with the left tackle position, injury-wise, and just getting beat by everybody. And also Darnell Washington, who we kind of tongue-in-cheek talked about putting him at left tackle.
Right.
He did really well. And he came in and kind of played a position. And he also went on to say that he doesn't roll out playing offensive line in the future, which, you know what, we'll see. Mike, some things we do want to start talking about this morning was it was 13,665 people there at Friday Night Lights on Friday. Mike, also, to know that is more people at Friday Night Lights than 18 Pirate games this year. There were 18 Pirate games that housed less than the amount of people that were at Friday nights on Friday.
That shows the state of the Buccos, and that the Steelers are still king when it comes to Pittsburgh sports. That is insane. We love our Steelers around here. I thought I loved my Steelers, but not enough to go to the Friday Night Lights game. But my God, damn, that's a lot of people up there for that game. And the videos that I saw, not from Derpy, it captured that vibe, man.
I know I've seen some great pictures. Not from
I know
Derpy.
I've seen some great video online and stuff. I'm like, can we get those people on the show? Well, they work for free.
Yeah. Tortilla says, need to start a petition to let Broderick Jones use steroids.
Like, can we get him on the exempt list?
And Jen says, if the offense doesn't get it together, Rodgers will be a pain in the ass for everyone. Here we go.
Yeah, like Tortilla, I know no one watches it, but I watch like the Tour de France. They had guys get waivers for asthma so they can use their inhaler. We can get Broderick Jones on that program for the steroids.
Yeah. I just kind of despise getting into these injuries, but here we go, guys. The injury bug starts to kick in over the weekend. Of course, early on, Mike, we lose Corey Trice throughout the weekend. Corey Trice, yeah, go ahead. You give a point to me.
No, I was trying to point over to you, brother. Like, it's your fault.
Oh, so Corey Trice, Mike, for the third year in a row, every year since he's been in the league. Of course, he dropped down to
Yeah.
the 7th round because of these concerns. Mike, Corey Trice might not make this football team, and he went from being in a position to being in a good position on this team to being used in the secondary that could certainly be more flexible now.
Yeah.
To possibly not being able to make this team because of injuries. Mike, does Corey Trice, is he a Steeler come September?
I don't think so. Like they even I remember the quote. I think it was early last year or when he was drafted of Omar Khan saying, we know why he was available. It was due to injuries, and if he can stay healthy, he has a place on the team. But if he cannot remain healthy, then we got to start looking elsewhere. So they know that he has the ability, but the best ability is availability, and he does not have that. So I think he's on that line of not making this roster, which sucks because you can see the potential he has. But if you can't get out there and play, you're a liability to the team.
Yeah, I mean he's made out of popsicle sticks. This guy can't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable, Mike.
Yeah.
Long-term injuries again. This is his 3rd season. Early hurt again. Of course, for his first season, he was out the whole entire season.
Yeah.
Last year, he had an injury that kept him out for quite some time, and now this. So, again, that's kind of a bummer. I like Corey Trice. Again, he's rangy. He's kind of built like Joey Porter. Even if he doesn't have the skills, you can certainly use that size to your advantage. Through the course of a game. So that would be to me kind of a bummer. Also, Mike, Calvin Anderson. Calvin Anderson goes down in both of these injuries. Calvin Anderson, of course, a backup lineman, some depth to our already shaky offensive line. I think some people would say, Mike, these two injuries are considered more serious than day to day.
Yeah.
Talking about the Calvin Anderson and the Corey Trice injury, Mike, more serious than day to day.
Yeah, because Calvin Anderson, he's I think he's Fatanu's backup, someone who can slide over to left tackle in a pinch. That's concerning because the way Broderick Jones, has been up and down in camp. You're hoping to have some tackle depth, and that's the one area that I was keying on too was tackle depth. I'm fine with our interior line depth. It's that tackle depth, and now we just have I don't even know. We got Dylan Cook is our lone backup tackle at the point of note right now. Yeah, after that is Gareth Warren and Doug Nestor. Who are those guys?
Yeah.
Like really, who's Dylan Cook at this point? But apparently he looked okay filling in for Roger Jones. So we want to talk about wide receiver 2 and a free safety. I think we should be looking at, a tackle.
Yeah. I got a couple more. Just let me get through some of these injuries.
Yeah, let's get the bad stuff out of the way.
Dante Kent was seen walking around in a boot on his right ankle. Of course, the young cornerback, Mike. Alex Highsmith left practice with a groin injury. We should have hurried up and swiped out Alex Highsmith when he had a chance.
Right.
We're talking about making the big trade with him and Scary Terry on Friday. We should have did it because look now.
I know.
He's going to be hurt long. I hope he's not.
This is what happened last year. He had a bum hammy,
and it was like a 2-month injury. It's almost.
And then they started in preseason. Then halfway through the early part of the season, he got hurt with the whammy in his hammy. So is it going to be a sign of things to come? Yeah.
But speaking of these two players, Mike, one of the notes that I did see from Friday's practice was Highsmith dominated Broderick Jones on 3 straight plays. He dusted him on consecutive ghost moves, and then with a spin move.
Yeah.
Like, again, maybe we should have just made this swipe on Friday as we said it. Didn't piss around. Don't think about it. Just make the trade. Get Alex Highsmith the hell out of here. Bring in Scary Terry. But again, Mike, I think that a couple of things about Scary Terry. I just want to jump around here real quick, Mike, is everyone's saying that, it's not, we have no chance because we did even reach out to Washington and they said that they weren't interested.
Yeah.
But again, you know what? The DK Metcalf trade the DK Metcalf move didn't look like it was going to happen, nor did the Jalen Ramsey trade, Mike. And look where we are. Omar Khan has been doing things that we haven't seen ever, certainly in my lifetime on this Pittsburgh Steelers team being done during the offseason, Mike. So again, at the end of the day, I guess it's not out of the question, but I don't think that it's likely. But again, if we would have just did what we said last week, and again, swiped them on Friday, we would be in position for Super Bowl. and maybe Highsmith will be
Right?
hurt over in
Like
Washington.
if Omar Khan could have used some of that Jedi mind trick on the Washington GM, we
Yeah.
would not be in this situation, brother.
So those are the injuries, Mike, going into the weekend. Of course, Derpy at training camp on Saturday. He didn't make it down for Friday Night Lights. Everybody was off, basically. All the veterans were off. Mike, TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, TJ Watt, DK Metcalf, Aaron Rodgers, Jonnu, Mike, they were all off. And, of course, we get a bunch of pictures of guys that are walking by. So that just gives you an idea of how things went with Derpy at camp. Let me get back onto the board here. I don't want to get too far behind. Tortilla says, place your bets now. Mason Rudolph is going to save Christmas again.
We'll always have those 3 games, brother.
Tortilla says, just put Trice on the IR until we need him.
Might have to at this point.
Let's see. Mark Malone, what's up, brother? Good morning to Mark Malone on the board. Mark said there's a reason you don't see many cornerbacks that tall. I think this is Charlie Girl. She says, I hate them except for the Steelers. Mark Malone says, too tall for cornerback. Go ahead, Mike.
There's a lot of tall corners in the league now. I mean, look at our room. Porter, Trice, Jalen Ramsey, they're all tall guys. And it's becoming a thing now around the league. We started to see it with Richard Sherman in the Legion of Boom. Tall corners are becoming in vogue.
Tortilla says, I never thought I'd miss Dan Moore.
I want to go that for.
Well, I got to be honest, Mike. I don't know what's going to go on with this offensive line because Mike Tomlin did come out and say he's rolling out moving Fatano to left tackle. So, I mean, that's not going to be a fix. That's not something that we can look forward to. This is what it is at this point. And again, this was a concern last Monday coming into the week, talking about the Steelers. I went on heavy and said that he's certainly the weakest link on this team. Broderick Jones, I'm talking about. That hasn't changed. As a matter of fact, it got worse now that he's dealing with an injury. Not only is he incapable of learning and performing his position, he is now injured and he can't do it anyway, Mike. So again, a little bit more serious, considered serious, more serious than day-to-day is what they are calling his injury. So, Mike, again, this Saturday, you want to see your line out on that football field. You want to see that line performing. You want to see that line gelling together. And Broderick Jones might be out in this game. Mike, this is a concern. This should be one of the biggest concerns on this football team for most fans, Mike, is the left tackle position.
Yeah, that is the number one concern right now for this team is left tackle. I think we'll be fine at every other position, but tackle depth is a major concern. I don't like it.
Mark Malone says Burbusterus has been suckling from the tranny. Yeah, you know what? We could do that actually. Charlie Girl says, sometime can you drink a Coke with Mentos, Mike? Or what was it that little kid would always do on TV and they said that he died, but he didn't die?
Pop rocks and a Coke.
Maybe we'll have Mike do something like that on the show this week.
I used to do that all the time when I don't know if my stomach can handle that now, brother.
Yeah.
I'm too old for that. That's a derpy job.
Tortilla says, I heard Terry wants to be wide receiver 1, and the Steelers aren't willing to do that since they just got DK. Probably a money issue too. I'd make them both number 1. You know what I mean? I'd bring in Scary Terry and be like, it's both number 1.
On the depth chart at number 1. Yes, both of you.
Mark Malone, I heard Derpy had an entourage of midgets with him. He did.
That is true.
He has an entourage of midgets everywhere he goes.
A gaggle of midgets.
Tortilla says we got tall DBs and short wide receivers. Ain't that the truth? How weird.
I'm trying something new, brother. Outside the box.
Mark Malone said there are a few tall cornerbacks. There used to be 0. In Vegas, good morning to you, sir. Out in Vegas, it is still morning, so good morning. He says left tackle will have to be addressed in the draft or free agency next year. Brojo is just not him, and how unfortunate, because again, Mike, as we say on the show all the time, he was the starting piece in building the interior lines that Colin and Weedle wanted to do so much, and it's a successful recipe in the NFL. But Mike, it looks like we might have struck out with that pick, Mike, the very first pick in that strategy. Of course, the cornerstone of that strategy Mike, I'm not liking this, man. I'm not liking it. What percentage of a chance do you think that Broderick Jones is not going to disappoint everybody? I mean, from 1 to 100, I just, again, Mike, he's the weakest link, and that's going to be a hard thing to overcome. Doesn't matter how good your team is. If you have a left tackle who cannot keep your quarterback off the ground, that's going to be problems.
I'm going to give him a 30% chance of actually doing well over there.
So there you go. Yeah. Otherwise, Mike, everything else is looking good. DK Metcalf comes out and says the defense is he says this is the best. I think this is the best defense that I've ever seen. And this is a guy that played in Seattle his whole career, Mike, where defense is key. And they have a lot of good defenses and a lot of good defensive players comes, through that system over there, Mike. And DK Metcalf comes out and says, I think this is the best defense I've ever seen. And I got to be honest with you, Mike, as far as building defenses in the offseason, this is very Madden-like in a way. This is when you're building your team on a video game and you go out and you get the best guy here. You get I'm putting Jalen Ramsey on my team. Yeah. You know what? I'm getting DK Metcalf. And then you get to these and you play and it's almost unfair. That's almost what it feels like, and I hope it replicates that in our football season, Mike, because this defense on paper is a very damn good-looking defense. I don't know. I think if you're going to have a question about this defense, is it going to be the age? Is it going to be the guys that are starting to get over 30 years old? Because we have a handful of them on this defense. As a matter of fact, I think 4, maybe more. I 4 right off the top that I do know, but that's going to be my concern, Mike. The age, which again, if they do bad, that's going to be what it is. People are going to say, "Oh, you got all these old guys." But if you do well, it's so. Again, Mike, we're talking about weakest links on this team. It's got to be left tackle, and that's really all I could see. What other is there anything else shining through to you besides left tackle? I mean, people could obviously your 42-year-old quarterback might be in question, which is an obvious thing. I think of course it is. He's in question. But Mike, any other things just gleaming through to you that are saying this could be a problem this year for the Steelers, with the exception of that left tackle spot?
Left tackle, maybe wide receiver too, but we have yet to see how the offense is going to be deployed. You can have a platoon of guys over there and you spread the ball around. It's not going to matter. How the running backs are going to perform. Those are my 3 right there. Left tackle. Maybe wide receiver too. That's falling down the list for me. And just the overall running back room. Because yes, we lost a guy who was dependable, who never fumbled. And now you got a rookie in there. You got someone who had fumbling issues in year 2, didn't have any real bad issues last year, but is he going to stay consistent? So those are my 2 key worries right there. I'm just looking at the defensive depth chart, and I'm comfortable with the depth that we have everywhere on this defense. I'm liking what I'm seeing. There's playmakers at all 3 levels on the defense. You got backups who can come in and make plays, backups who were once starters in the league or going to be potential starters in this league and backup position. So that's good. I like our tight end room. I like the depth in the wide receiver room. It's just that glaring hole at number 2. But how glaring is it? What some of the stuff we're starting to see from Calvin Austin and Roman Wilson in training camp, they could potentially be that guy. Not obviously not a Scary Terry level, because he's a number 1, but a number 2, someone who can go in there and take some pressure off the wide receiver 1. We might be okay there with their route running ability. Now it's becoming left tackle and just the overall, what are we going to get out of the running backs? Because we don't know. So Jalen's never been the guy, and Caleb Johnson's a rookie.
So, Mike, is it safe to say the offense is somewhat of a concern this year? I mean,
of course, a little bit.
The left tackle, obviously, and then again, the other guys still trying to gel. Fatanu, who didn't play with this offensive line, very minimally last year before he got hurt. Again, you have an aging Siamala who's coming off of an injury, and then the 2 guys that were expecting to have a good follow-up season to their rookie season. I'm talking about the center and the guard, Mike. So again, those could be concerns. And then as you're saying, I mean, there are other things that are also in play here. Again, you had, Najee and Warren, where now you have the rookie. People are looking at this as an upgrade because the way this guy could move. But again, he's a rookie. We don't know. Yeah. He's never ran the ball in the NFL. And then other concerns may be, who is going to step up and be the other wide receiver, providing we don't go out and grab one before the season starts. So, I mean, there's a few things on the offensive side of the ball that you can certainly turn to and say these can potentially be problems, Mike. But this defense, when you look at this defense top to bottom, there really isn't. I think that, Metcalf, he could have certainly been, being serious, or he could have certainly been saying it because of the guys around him, and he believes it right now. But, Mike, I got to be honest with you. This defense, if they come out and play to what it is that it looks like they could do, it's like, again, on paper,
yeah,
this defense could be carrying this team a lot of the way, again, as it has for the past 5 seasons. But the question is Aaron and the offense, do they bring enough, Mike, to be able to get them over that hump? Because, again, if you go into the playoffs and the defense does its job, the offense still got to put some points up on the board, Mike. So there are all those little question marks on offense. Yeah. They add up for me, and that this is my concern. And I guess we're further along than we should be. I mean, the team that we have right now is certainly better than I expected to be going into this football season. But, Mike, this offense, this could be the we got to put points up.
And I think they can, but this defense in training camp is playing at such a high level right now. It's like, okay, is the offense terrible, or is this defense is playing that lights out? Because there'll be days you go through here's what happened, and there's like, oh my God, this offense can't do anything. But okay, that's probably the defense is kicking ass, and then the next day the offense is looking good out there. They're making plays. They're starting to beat those guys, and they're having like a back and forth. One day the defense is, stopping everything. The next day the offense is out there moving the ball on them. So I hate this cliche because it's a dumb cliche, but iron sharpens iron. I think this defense playing at such a high level is forcing this offense to step up and grow up, and the younger guys to rise to that level. And that iron sharpen iron, the reason I hate that saying is Artie Burns won it across AB every day in practice and never got better. So I hate that saying for that reason. But you're starting to see it. Like some days this defense is just, they're winning every single rep. Then you got days where the offense, they're getting their shots in on them. They're beating them. So this offense is coming along. I think it's going to be a lot better than what we saw last year. It can't be any worse. I don't think we're just going to have to rely on that moon ball. You're starting to see from practice reports a lot of quick slants to DK Metcalf, quick hitters to
about time. Quick we've only been waiting for 20. We've only been waiting for 20 years for quick slant plays.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're getting that stuff. That stuff's coming back into the offense now. That we're attacking the middle of the field.
Even when we had the guys, we didn't use it. I just don't understand him sometimes with the play calling, Mike, or with just the offense in general. He just, for some reason, doesn't do some of the things that work around the league, and that is always frustrating. Let's jump back on the board. And you know what? That's so frustrating. Going back to Vegas's comment, Vegas says, left tackle will be addressed next year. It's almost like feeling like you're starting over from square one again, because he was that numero uno piece that we started, building our interior lines off of. And here he is again, Mike. He don't know his head from his ass.
Yeah, but if those other 4 guys prove this year that they are solid, and you only have to replace one, I'd rather have to replace one than have to replace all 5 like we've been doing for a while now. So if he's the weak link, it sucks because he was that first piece. But if the other 4 are solid, you can make that work.
77% chance he's a bust, says Tortilla. Vegas says hopefully he will improve, but waiting for that is like what? Waiting for trickle down economics to work. Vegas follows that up by saying I had to turn the salary cap off on Madden to make all these trades.
You have to like force trade.
Tortilla says Roman Wilson and Broderick Jones are the future Browns.
Oh, come on now. Let's give Roman a chance.
Roman don't even give Roman a chance. I don't know.
I know, right?
I hope for the best, but again, we still haven't seen anything from Roman, and he was injured his whole rookie season. So again, you just don't want the injury bug to be the theme of this season, Mike. That has been killing us. Granted, we haven't had the greatest team put on the field the past 5 years, but the injury bug certainly hasn't helped along the way. Jen says if DK goes down, that's scary. That's been my point with grabbing a number 2 for 2 years now, because if DK does go down, let's say with a season-ending knee, boy, we're going to be singing a whole different tune. I got to tell you that. everybody was saying, well, you know what, Calvin Austin could certainly be the number 2. I mean, he's this and he's that. And Roman Wilson, who never played it down, could be the number 2. But again, if number 1 blows out a knee, we're singing a whole different song, believe me. Gainwell, wide receiver number 2.
God, no.
Vegas says they should play Rock Taylor versus the ones to see if he's actually good or just beating up the backups.
I want to see that too, yeah, because he's been making some plays out there in practice.
Broderick needs to get it together, Jen says, and then Vegas has released Lamonius. Yeah, he's gone. So, guys, I mean, it is what it is. We have a game in just 5 days. 5 days, Saturday night at 7 o'clock. The Steelers will be at Jacksonville to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars in our first preseason game of the year. I know that Steeler fans all around the world are excited for this game. Yes, it means nothing in the big picture, but in the end, it means a lot because, again, we're taking a look at all these guys in game time situation at game speed against other players who are trying to make their teams as well. So it's competitive to a degree, Mike. I like preseason games to a degree. As I said, you learn a lot from them, and then once the regular season comes around, you're more well equipped to. You're not going, well, who's number 20? Well, wait, who the hell is this number 26? You know, so for many reasons, I do love the preseason.
Me too.
And this time next week, guys, it'll be maybe Victory Monday. Who knows?
Who knows?
Could be Victory Monday.
If they get out of there injury free, for me, that's Victory Monday.
Yeah.
Whether we win or not. Because, you know, like, no team game plans for anyone unless you're the Harbaughs, because you take the preseason like it's a Super Bowl. Like, you're just out there trying to see what your guys have. You're going to run some vanilla stuff on offense, just throw a new wrinkle in here and there, because you don't want to show all your stuff that people are going to see in week 1 anyway, the game plan for later on in the year. But it's just going to be nice to see, okay, who can compete at this level? You know, who's just a workout warrior and who's a game day player?
Here's one that got me over the weekend, Mike. A lot of Steeler fans got excited about this. I really feel like this is a no story. Was, of course, when Micah Parsons, he requested to be traded because he couldn't get his contract figured out down there in Dallas. How everybody wanted to spend the farm to bring Micah Parsons and add him to this defense, which I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it is not going to happen.
No,
they're not going to spend their money on a position where they have already a bunch of players who's starting in second string and third string. Mike, again, it's just kind of a crazy fantasy, I think, if you will, where I think Scary Terry would certainly be something that would be more fitting for the Steelers and things that we need. But again, Micah Parsons, to me, it seems like it's part of the negotiating game down there in Dallas. Mike, I think he's going to be a Cowboy next year. Whatever happens with Scary Terry, I'm not sure. But Micah Parsons, who did make comments before about how he would love to play back here at home, of course, being from PA, Mike playing for the Steelers. Yeah. So, I think that we could certainly drop that. I think that one was a little bit – that was fun.
Yeah.
But Scary Terry, come on. I would love to see this happen. And again, Mike, we talked about possibly Alex Highsmith being the guy to trade off for Scary Terry.
Like a straight up, brother.
And he goes down with an injury. Mike, of course, he injured himself on Saturday with a groin. Yeah. On the day that Derpy was there, Mike. And it was already a backups and reserves day. And Derpy was there on site.
Derpy was on site. I do like the Jerry Jones's way of negotiating. I'm going to shit on my star players in the media. As my star player says, hey, I would love to play in Dallas. I don't want to leave Dallas. I want to stay here. No, he might not be that good, guys. Like, hey, way to go, Jerry.
Well, Jerry Jones, I mean, he has a record of not saying the most popular things. But at the end of the day, when you could build a gazillion-dollar stadium, basically, I mean, you know, whatever.
Oh,
that's Dallas.
I would like, hey, if anyone could find a way to pay Micah Parsons, Terry McLaurin, DK Metcalf, and TJ Watt, it would be Omar Khan. Just rack up that credit card debt, baby.
Let's see. Let me go back on the board, Mike, to right here. Right here, Vegas says, we don't care. We just want to see our team finally play. I couldn't agree more, guys. Mark Malone says, I'm going to have a few paint huffing sessions this week and find out what's going on with Jones.
See into the future, brother. Open up that third eye for us.
Vegas says Brojo might need to join. You, Mark. Let's see. Mark Malone says no. He needs his pulmonary valve.
Yeah, we can't. No more bad things for Brojo.
Tortilla says, yeah, I honestly don't want to see any starters playing preseason. It will still take a few weeks to get flowing. Regardless, our team is on the older side. Damn right, they're on the older side.
I want them out there getting in rhythm. couple drives.
They got to yeah. I mean, the offensive line.
You got to shake the rust off. You got to get that first hit.
Aaron Rodgers is going to be minimal. I think your two middle quarterbacks are going to be playing a lot. Obviously I think they want to take a look at Will Howard, and Mason Rudolph is going to get his. He's going to get a lot of snaps as well. I thought, Mike, I want that offensive line out there as much as I can. I really do. I know they're thin, but these guys got to get together. They got to play at game speed, Mike.
Yeah.
These guys are protecting your quarterback, and also, Mike, I want to see these receivers. I mean, who's going to be number 2? We don't know. We don't know who number 2 is right now. I think they named Calvin Austin number 2 about a month ago or so. So, I mean, getting a look at that, getting a look at our rookies again, Caleb Johnson. Mike, Caleb Johnson, he comes out, and then when asked if it was possible that he could get 1,000 yards, Caleb Johnson looks to the reporter and says, "I could do more than that. I'm looking at doing more than that."
I like that attitude.
I do too. So
set the bar high.
So again, we're just 3 preseason games away from the regular season, Mike. So you do want to see guys out there. It's the nature of the game. Unfortunately, that's it. You don't want the guys out there playing too much because you don't want them to get hurt. But at the end of the day, it's football, and you need to get out there and get prepared, because when regular season comes, the games mean everything again. So, I want to see as much as I can. I want to see as much from anybody that's going to be out there as I can. But again, you always have that in the back of your mind with injuries, because we certainly have been a victim of the injury bug the past couple of years.
Yeah, and you got to get in there and shake the rust off a little bit. They don't need to be playing full quarters, but 1 to 2 drives.
No, nobody's good. Yeah,
get in there, get in and get out. If you like what you see that first drive, yank them quick. If the offense is boom, 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 get them out. Get them out.
Tortilla says, if a few drives in preseason make or break us, we're in trouble. Vegas says, we all watched Kenny have a perfect passer rating in the preseason, then not even finish the season as a starter. Vegas also says the D is older, but the outside Aaron and Ciamalo is quite young. Tortilla's season is too long to be hitting in preseason. Let them get acclimated week 1. It'll probably be one of those games where Boaz scores 27 points. That's the way them week 1s always seem to go, isn't it? Mark Malone says Will Howard is going to get major burn all preseason long. Vegas says over under 2,000 total team rushing yards. That's a good question. I'll wait for Mike to pop back in on this one. And I do want to say welcome to Cody. Cody Silva on the board. Great seeing you, Cody. Cody said that's fine and good, but it's tough when Matt Coach is our offensive line coach. Going back to Vegas, Mike. Vegas is over under 2,000 yards total team rushing yards.
Ooh. We'll say just under.
All right. I think so too.
Yeah.
I got to remember, Jalen Warren's never had an 1,000-yard season. Again, the other guy's a rookie. You lose the only guy that has had 1,000-yard season. So I'm going to go slightly under as well on that one, Mike. Unless they go out and have offense makes the passing game makes the running game better. The running game makes the passing game better. They all work together. So, and if you're forced to run and teams know you're running, of course, you're not going to get the results. So, everything kind of needs to be clicking on offense to have a good running game. Vegas says Vanilla's kids hit them with their finishing move. So, yeah, guys, this week we have in just 5 days, Steelers at Jacksonville. It's here. It's going to be, again, this time next month, we're going to be getting ready for regular season, the real stuff, the New York Jets, whose offense is struggling. And I'm seeing it's really bad. Justin Fields in the New York Jets offense has serious issues, was the quote that I read out of today's paper. Mike, serious issues. So I like that. I like getting the Jets first. Maybe this will, kind of, as stated earlier on the board, maybe get that game and where the guys could get acclimated in week 1. But again, still, I want to see guys out there in the preseason as well. At the end of the day, it's football. You gotta play. I mean, you are getting paid a lot of money to go out and do this. So at the end of the day, you got to get out there and play. Vegas says, so y'all think that Aaron will have a 600-yard rushing? And Cody
hell
said,
yeah, brother.
Fields is injured. Yes, they have all kind of problems up there, Cody. No two ways about that. And that's why I like getting the Jets first. This is a good game for us, Mike. I hate them usually come out and give you San Francisco first, or
right.
Those games are terrible.
Yeah. Give me a team that's at our level or below. I'll be happy.
Mike, that's a good question. Cody just put up on the board. Is Alex Highsmith injury prone? Mike, that's a good. Some would say no. Most would say no. But at the end of the day, look at him from year to year. Last year again with the hammy early, and it ended up being a problem down the road. Early.
It was just last year. He's played every single game up until last year, and he missed 6 games last year. So, he might be becoming injury prone as he gets older. You know, that might be the scary thing, because he was healthy all up until last year. Like he played banged up, but now he's starting to miss games.
And also Joey Porter Jr. Joey Porter Jr. is on a day-to-day as well. Mike, he had some kind of issue going on as well. Yeah. So again, on one hand, you hate to see all these guys getting hurt early, but on the other hand, it is football. You're football players, and you have to get out there and play. You can't, you know what I mean? It's fantastic to try to keep guys healthy, but at the end of the day, these guys have to go out and play, do their job, and so that's something that we're kind of battling, and you battle with preseason. And I'm sure we do well in preseason. Coach never puts us in bad places in preseason for guys to get injured and guys to get hurt. I think you're going to see a plethora of players. What up, Cody, on the board? And also Vegas' hamstring issue last year, damn near to the date. Yeah, so Mike, that's what I'm saying on that. Let's move forward a little bit. The defensive line is looking like they're having some issues as well. Of course, thinning out on the defensive line. We've been bringing defensive linemen in over the past week, looking at people. They actually worked out defensive tackle Bruce Hector over the weekend, Mike. Also, they signed former Steeler Braden Fehoko, who we did release because we do have some defensive line depth issues at this point. And I got to be honest with you, Fehoko comes back to practice impressed with the Steeler defense. Mike, Braden Fehoko says he's impressed with the rookie defensive lineman. He said the guys, his pads were popping. He says it's a lot more intense than it was last time around.
Nice. I like to hear that. Someone who's been here and coming back in and noticing a big difference. That's a good sign that, we might be back on track. And so far on the D line, we haven't lost any of our top starters or main backups. So hopefully that's okay there. Dean Lowry, he once was a good backup. I think he might be at the end of his career.
I come on, Dean Lowry. We haven't really even seen much from him. He's been around for quite some time now. They brought him in, I think, last year to fill in some
he
depth.
Played a couple games. That was about it.
And there was nothing. I mean, come on, he's a little bit past his prime, and he's a depth player. And at this point, that's all he is. I wouldn't expect a lot out of Dean Lowry.
Yeah.
Poor Corey Trice. He has the potential, just can't stay healthy, and that's going to be his problem, Cody. He's that's why he dropped the seventh round in the draft, and he was out the entire first season. His whole rookie season, he was out. He had some time off last year with injuries, and now again early in camp, Mike, with Corey Trice Jr. And it stinks because I loved Corey Trice Jr.
Yeah.
I loved, again, he came out with JPJ, and they both had the same length, the same dimensions, and I thought, you know what, having two guys of this stature could be, could certainly be effective, and this guy just cannot stay healthy, cannot stay on the field.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate, and as Mike said earlier in the show, Cody, there's a chance he might not be on this 53-man.
Yeah, because that's Omar said, I think maybe last year or the year they drafted him. Like they acknowledge the injuries, but they acknowledge the potential. But you got to look at it, Omar, more or less, you have to look at the reality more than the potential, and it can limit his ability to make the roster. It sucks because you can see on film and in the games he can play, but he just can't stay healthy enough to improve and be available for the team.
Yeah,
because there was talk like if he wasn't injury prone, he would have gone. Like teams had like a 3rd round grade on him, but the injuries knocked him all the way down to the end of the draft. And I don't fault the Steelers for taking a pick on him right there. And now my camera goes dead. I'll be back in a second.
Mike's having all kind of issues today.
It's just all day, brother.
So a couple other things I do want to get into. Of course, Kenneth Gainwell was mentioned earlier on the board. Somebody said, I think tongue-in-cheek, putting him at the wide receiver too. Kenneth Gainwell, he's embracing the unique offensive role. He said he's taking it all in this Artie Smith offense, which, I'm still to be sold on this. I I was never overly impressed. Yeah, the guy he's an all right coordinator. And again, when he was in Atlanta for 3 seasons, he goes 7-10, 7-10, 7-10. Oh, we don't have the players. You're a 7-10 coach. It is what it is. Nobody's knocking down his door. I can't wait to see his offense, Mike. Now that he has his 53 tight ends that he wants for his offense, I've never heard or seen anything like this. He got what he wants. He got what he wants, Mike, and just like Gainwell, Gainwell said he's embracing this offensive role. He's taking it all in. Mike, I just can't wait to take it all in and try to understand what it is that this offense is going to be. Again, you have more tight ends than anything in the world. It's going to be different. It's going to be different.
It is going to be different. I don't expect to see a whole lot of anything new in these preseason games because they're not going to want to show anyone new. They're going to work on things that they want to work on and then wait for week 1 to actually show the true offense. It's what every NFL team does. So looking for anything new to gain insights, you got to really dig deep in to see what kind of formations they're running in plays. But I don't think we're going to see anything new in the preseason, but we will week 1.
Apparently, Darnell Washington, Mike, on the offensive side of the ball, he was stonewalling, Mike. He was stopping T.J. Watt. He was stopping Alex Highsmith. He was stopping DeMarvin Leal and Jack Sawyer, Mike, in blocking drills. Mike, and you got to remember, we kind of talked about it tongue-in-cheek last week, and I had said that, why don't we stick Darnell Washington out at left tackle?
Right.
He's got the size and apparently more brains than Broderick Jones does. Mike, and you got to remember, Villanueva, our left tackle that played for us, in the past, he was also a wide receiver in college, and he transformed to. What's that?
He was a D end, wasn't he?
No, he was a wide receiver.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember now.
And he trained, he was able to become a left tackle who started and did pretty well, Mike. So again, Darnell Washington, I guess if it comes down to it. I like to think that maybe Omar Khan and company will bring somebody else in here, to help out the situation. But again, Mike, if things get thin, I don't roll it out. Roll it out. And Darnell says he doesn't roll it out either by playing offensive line in the league one day. He says
one day. We might be too far into the getting ready for the season for make that switch. But if
I'm going to be honest with you, Mike. If Brojo isn't good, why put the guy who isn't good? If the other guy's showing more potential and he's shown the ability to learn and grasp what it is that he's trying to do, I might be put in a position to play Darnell at that position if we're struggling enough. That's what it comes down to. And again, people will say, well, this guy's not prepared. He's been practicing at tight end. Well, the other guy's not prepared. He's been playing the position for 3 years.
This cat might be better.
Right.
But I do anticipate a lot of Darnell Washington lining up on the left side.
I sure hope so.
Shit ton of formations to ensure. And people say, oh, that's just going to tip off. It's going to be a pass. You can run under that formation too. So it won't be a huge indicator, but yeah, I anticipate a lot of Darnell Washington on that left side to help out. And if that's what it takes, and that's what it takes, and as long as you're scoring points, I don't give a fuck how we get it done, just as long as we're scoring more than 18 points a game.
Tortilla, let's jump back on the board here. Tortilla said, you guys seen the video of Justin Fields talking to a group of kids on the phone. They asked him if he'll come back to Pittsburgh, and he said something like, one day I will. Oh, no, he won't. Oh, God, please, he better not.
He's our backup quarterback, brother.
You know what? I didn't hate Justin Fields. Again, he was 4-2. He didn't he didn't turn the ball over like everybody said he was going to.
He's a nice dude. I almost said kid. Dude's like 26. So
the guy's mobile. You're like that.
He seems like a great person. A guy
he has experience starting in the league. So there are things about Justin Fields that I don't hate, but I sure hope that we move in the other direction and start getting pretty good quarterbacks.
In 4 years, he'll be Will Howard's backup.
4 years. Cody says Broderick is a tough situation. Would you trade Jones and a third for a starting left tackle if you were the other team? Would you accept the trade?
If I was that other team, no, but Omar Khan has a way of convincing teams to take bad deals.
I'd be leaving everybody on red. Vegas says the spirit of Hulk Hogan messing with your connection, Mike. Yes, that's true. With the skullet is looking good today. I got to be honest with you.
The skullet is looking good, looking fire, and it's Hulk Hogan don't want none of this, brother. That's why he died.
Tortilla says for an actual good left tackle would take more than a third in Broderick. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, who's going to want Broderick?
Yeah, hey,
He's not helping his own
how many
cause.
times has Chase Claypool gotten a chance in the league?
Mike, he's
Every
not really.
co-
Mike, he's
every-
not really giving himself a chance. Broderick Jones.
Every coach. So
what?
you know how coaches are. Just let me get my hands on him. I can make him better.
Well, let him.
I know, right?
Why? Nobody's knocking down the door to try to get this guy in a big trade. I can tell you that, Mike. But again, Broderick Jones is a crucial, maybe the most crucial player on the Steelers team this year. And
I know
for
that's
the wrong,
scary.
It is
for all the wrong reasons, brother.
Vegas says 4-0 formation for the win.
We're gonna find a way to get 5 tight ends out there, brother.
Tortilla, unless we traded for an older left tackle. Cody, I like that Washington at left tackle. You know what? At some point, it might be the best option, and that's not a good thing.
Necessity is the mother of all inventions. So
you know what I mean? Because let's say it works. Let's say he comes out there and performs better than Broderick. Let's say we like it. It just seems like we're not going to be in a good place if that's what's going on. But you know what? At this point, I'll be willing to try anything, Mike. I just can't. I can't go into this season just thinking that this is going to be the way it's going to be all year.
Yeah.
With Broderick, is he going to be good this week? Is he going to be bad next week? Is he going to get it together? Is he going to get a stupid penalty called? Is he going to block the right guy? There's just so many questions with him. It drives me crazy. And it stinks because of all the work that they've put into this team to become better and improve. And again, going back to he was the starting point, Mike, in the rebuilding of the interior lines, and this is what it's turning out to be. So those things are frustrating. No two ways about it.
Big time frustrating.
Tortilla says just tie Broderick and Darnell together. I'm sorry. Cody says Mark Robinson at fullback. You know what? That guy will stick you. That guy will stick you.
Yeah, he was practicing there. I liked it.
Anything to keep this guy on the team at this point. I mean, come on. I liked him early on. I knew the guy was a hammer. And then he ended up just playing a lot of special teams, doesn't get his chance. But then they start bringing the linebackers in and more linebackers in and drafting linebackers. So you start to think to yourself, all right, well, maybe Mark Robinson don't have a future on this team. But again, I'd like to see him out there. I tell you what, we're going to see him over the next couple of weeks. You're going to see him in the preseason. Yeah. He's going to be sticking people. You're going to say, damn, why isn't Mark Robinson getting any play? Because that is what we do. And this is, I think we're going to see that quite often in the preseason, Mike, especially making big hits because the past 2 years he's
a missile, man. When he's in there and he reads it correctly, he's a fucking missile. And Patrick Queen had a quote when he was like, "Yeah, I'm lining up and I see Sayamalo at guard and then Mark Robinson at fullback. I go, this is going to be good and fun." So Patrick Queen's liking it. He's liking the hitting that combination is going to be putting on opposite linebackers, not him. So give him a shot. You know, he played running back in college, and he's not afraid to stick his nose in there. Fuck it. Can't be any worse than Cam Hayward's brother.
Cam Hayward's brother. Yeah. Let's jump on this here. Tortilla says, where the Pittsburgh Steelers, Ryan, were too stubborn to play players in the right positions. Huge ass forever. What's up, brother? Always great seeing you on the board. Welcome. He says, what does he say, Mike?
I have no idea. I know it's in German.
Looks German. I'm sorry, Cody. Cody says, makes you wonder if having Broad on the right side messed him up. Yes, of course it did, because he's not capable of learning. I'm Mike. That's what I'm coming down to. He's just not capable of learning. I don't know. I don't know what to say. What else to say?
You watch so many offensive tackles that going from college that get moved to the inside and to the opposite side that have no problem, and then we get the one guy in college who can't stay in the same position but just slip the opposite side. Are you fucking kidding me? Every year I watch tackles get drafted to go and play guard, and they play well. We get a tackle, we move him to the other side, and all of a sudden his brain short circuits. Why do we have to draft the guy who can't think straight? He's like Zoolander. He's not an ambi-turner. He can't turn left.
And again, Mike, he is the cornerstone of the building of the interior line. That's not encouraging. Vegas has a lot of LT help and release routes for Darnell for sure. Follows it up by a few more messages saying he wouldn't have played if Russ didn't push the blocking slip. Vegas said someone will take him for sure. Someone paid Dan Moore $20+ million.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? I wouldn't have paid Dan Moore that much money.
This is a good one here too. The Underground Auditor. Underground Auditor, welcome to the board. Great seeing you today, sir. Welcome. He says even at warm-ups, Jones lollygags. That's just there's just something about it, something about Jones that Mike. He scares the hell out of me.
All the talent in the world, man. About that quote about Jeff George back in the day: $1 million arm, 10-cent head. That's Broderick Jones. $1 million talent, 10-cent head.
Vegas says Mark used to destroy people at FSU. I remember. Yeah, I remember some of the footage. Man, looked really good. Tortilla says put McCollum at left tackle.
I like him at backup center.
You know what? You just never know how this is going to turn out, Mike. You never know. You never know.
Well, apparently Dylan Cook was looking better than Broderick Jones at left tackle.
Well, anything. I mean, if you're going to put
Derpy. No, I was going to say Derpy might be better, but I mean,
seriously, if you're going to put anything in after watching Broderick, maybe you're going to start to think, well, you know what, that guy does not look bad, even if they're not looking that great, because again, Broderick Jones is becoming such a disappointment, man, in so many ways, and again, injured, Mike, early in camp, and so many things with him right now. It's just giving me a headache. Cody, we appreciate that, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Tortilla also says Broderick did come out as a low floor, high ceiling player. Zoolander, Cody also says Russ was too soft to be at Pittsburgh. Yeah, you're right. He was. And then Underground Auditor. I know, right? Tortilla. Mike, a few other things that I do have right here. Pierre is looking pretty good. Just some random names that people were saying has been looking good in preseason. I've been hearing a lot lately about James Pierre. But you know whose name kind of dropped off over the past week for me? I was expecting to see more from Roman Wilson's name. He had the big catch about a week ago over Joey Porter Jr., and they made this big stink about it being the catch of the camp. His name kind of fell off. And then as I'm watching, I'm watching video of camp every day, and I'm seeing, touchdown pass from Will Howard to this person, Mike, is Roman Wilson going to be, is he going to be enough of an impact player? Because beyond DK and Calvin Austin, what are we really working with, Mike? Robert Woods,
Ben Skoranek, Scotty Miller.
That's what I'm saying. This is kind of that's kind of iffy as well. Again, you lose DK Metcalf in week 1 with the blown ACL. He's done for the season. Well, your receiving game looks a lot different, really, really fast. And I think we'll be kicking ourselves again for not going after a legit number 2. We've had this conversation all off season. But how long could this team possibly continue on like this, Mike? Again, you're just one injury away from having 0 pass game, and that's not good.
It's not good, but Roman Wilson, from what I've seen, has been steady. He had that highlight catch, but he's getting work across the middle. Scotty Miller, though, too, was beating guys across the middle of the field, too. So I think it's just going to be a wide receiver 2 by committee. Like, we're going to find a matchup, and that's, we're going to roll that guy out there against that corner and roll this formation against this defense to get guys to scheme them open in the offense, beat the man across from you. I don't think there's going to be a true number 2 because I don't see them going out and getting another guy. I hope they would, but I think they want to roll with what they have, at least through these next couple games.
To me, that's stupid. Why wouldn't you want to make every situation as good as it could possibly be? Going into the second season in a row without a proven number 2, I think is kind of just something that a good football team wouldn't do.
Well, it's because Omar Khan's, he's saying, hey, we're not finished, but also saying, I want to see what we have.
Of course, but,
he's saying.
I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell them what they have. They don't have a number 2 wide receiver.
Well, we don't know until we see it in the games.
Well, we've watched games last year, and I can tell you right now, none of these guys on this team look like a number 2 wide receiver.
We'll find out. We'll find out in the next.
And again, Mike, let me tell you this:
2 weeks.
Say DK goes down, is that going to be a good enough guy to be a number 1 receiver? Probably not.
No.
Exactly. That's the point I'm trying to make. Let's jump back on the board though.
Let's do it.
Tyler Lewin still available. They've been trying to dump him off on us for 3 years now. I think.
Isn't he doing a podcast with another old tight left tackle? They can come in and spit on TJ Watt together.
Tortilla says, I'm convinced the fake enthusiasm from Russ was a key factor in our team falling apart last year. it seems like everybody's really buying into the Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers is really buying into everybody. I think that it seems like we have a good thing going. Like there's just these few, shining bright spots. I mean, and they're bright too, with problems. Again, left tackle Broderick Jones for me, and still some other things. The offense, Mike, as we go, and I just don't want to be at the point where we're going, well, you know what, the defense, we have the defense, they got to win us another game. At what point? Just go out and get another receiver, so maybe the offense could win a game every now and then too. They're going to put all the pressure on the defense, and then when the playoffs come around, we let up 40 points in the playoffs. They're going to say, "Oh, you had the number one defense. Oh, you had the most paid defense. Why isn't this defense winning all the games?" You can't. We're expecting balls to be knocked out by our pass rushers every time we're down, and we need to get back into a game. At some point, I'd like to see some accountability by the offense, Mike, and I would like to see the offense improve. And again, these question marks on the offensive side of the ball. That's going to be a big part of the season, Mike, and I think it all starts with the left tackle. I think it bleeds into your 42-year-old quarterback, who I think could have a great season. And again, I think he could have one of these right off into the sunset seasons, and that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the day as well, and you hate to think it, you hate to say it, Mike, but again, say DK goes down for the season, this is a whole different team, and we have to come up with a whole new game plan. And we haven't even seen the game plan that we have in play work, let alone work for us. But I can tell you one thing: we have plenty of tight ends, Mike, so that's never going to be an issue.
We got that going for us, brother.
Let's get some more board here. Coasterholic says, "How you feeling if Scotty Miller gets wide receiver 2? I'm hearing he's been a highlight." I'd hate it.
I'd hate it. Yeah,
because he's Scotty Miller. Listen. The thing is, he's going to overachieve for what he is. And if you put him in, as a 3 or 4 or 5, and in an offense, that's fine. And if he does well, you're going to say, "Wow, look at Scotty Miller. He's doing really well." But to be the guy that's focused on all week and game plan, I would hate that. Come on, I mean, we're in a bad place if Scotty Miller is our number 2 wide receiver. Let's see. Tortilla Scotty should have got the ball more. Again, he's good for what he is. He's not Wes Welker. And Rock Taylor, maybe Cody's saying.
He's turning heads in camp, but again, it's against a lot of backups. And like I forget who said it earlier, they want a team out there against the number ones. That's what I want to see. I want to see how he can fare against real NFL talent, like starter talent. Put him out there against Jalen Ramsey and Porter. I want to see what happens.
DK, and another thing, also going back to not having a legit number 2 wide receiver. You give yourself less options. All right, let's put a guy who might be good. Let's put Roman, or let's put Calvin in. Again, if you put yourself in a better position, you're going to be a better team. And again, we'll see.
I think Calvin is the number. If Calvin Austin was just 3 inches taller, we would not be having this conversation, because his hands, his footwork, and his route running are slick and disgusting. So he can beat the guy out there. And Rodgers and him haven't been having connections too. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little bit higher on the little guy than a lot of people, but I think he can be a threat.
I love Calvin Austin. I loved him since the day we drafted him, Mike. And did we draft him, or was he a free agent?
We drafted him. We scooped him.
And I loved him. We scooped him off from Baltimore. They wanted him, and I know that they were pissed when we grabbed him. And I've always been high on Calvin Austin. I like his speed. I like his ability. The guy can catch the ball. He's not an issue. He's not problems. He has no, So I like him. But again, you just got to think to yourself, are we in the best position to win big football games when it comes down to it? And we're playing Buffalo, or we're playing Baltimore in December, or we're playing Kansas City in January. Are these things going to be good enough? So those are just the kind of things I like to look at down the road. Tortilla says, if DK goes down, we'll just play like Iowa and run it to Caleb Johnson every time. Cody says, put old trash bag out there, or what does Arthur Smith call Vince Koronic? Jen says, it's strange how we hear different things. I heard Roman was doing better with his timing and connections with Rodgers. Rodgers has been working extra with him on anticipation. He told him to get to. Tortilla says, pride and stubbornness is why we won't get a wide receiver 2. Just kidding. The real reason is Arthur Smith. He has more pull on the roster than people think. He really never uses a wide receiver too much in his offenses. And his offenses are just fantastic. Again, 7 and 10 seasons as a head coach. I don't know. I still got to be sold on this Arthur Smith offense, guys. I'm not sold on it. I didn't see many amazing things last year. As a matter of fact, I didn't see many amazing things all the way back to his Tennessee coordinator seasons, and he did have Derrick Henry, so that kind of helps. And we don't have Derrick Henry, so I still have to be sold on Arthur Smith's offense, Mike. I'm very unimpressed so far. Wasn't many things on it last year that I was jumping up and down about. So let's hope that changes this year. And we have different personnel in place, Mike. So maybe we will see that improvement. I hope so.
I hope so. And real quick, back to Calvin Austin. People thinking he can't be a number 2 because of his height. Zay Flowers over in Baltimore, same height, just a few pounds heavier. 800 yards his rookie year, 1,000 yards last year, and I think Calvin Austin's a better route runner than Zay Flowers.
Well, Zay Flowers is he was a higher anticipated pick in the draft, and he was the guy's just a better receiver.
I think Calvin Austin can be a better receiver, or just as good.
Of course, I think anybody could be a better receiver, but the fact of the matter is he's not. And again, we do got
to say he can't do it. I think it's a bit of an undersell of Calvin Austin.
Well, nobody said that he can't. I'm just suggesting that having a number 2 wide receiver will put us in a better position to win football games than we are in right now. And I'm not saying anything bad about Calvin Austin.
Put some respect on his name, brother.
The Underground Auditor says, look out for Rock Taylor, 6'3", 215 pounds.
Yeah, he's turning heads. I just want to see him do it against Porter and Ramsey and Slay in practice.
Sticky B, this is the best team. Sticky B, what you know about Sticky B?
What you know about Sticky B?
Sticky B says this is the best team we had in a few years. This should be a good season. Pound the rock, baby. And you're right, Sticky, because again, we were 10-3 last year, 3/4 of the way through the season. With this team that we have, the defense has certainly improved on top of what was already a pretty good defense, the most expensive defense at least. So you add to that. You add to the offense. In theory, we should be better than 10-3. And again, Mike, those games that came in a row all came within the 11 days. We don't have that factor this year. We don't have 3 or 4 playoff teams in a row to finish out the season. So there are different factors that go into this year that could certainly play to our advantage, as well as improving our roster. This could be a good season. Again, I think winning a playoff game is certainly not out of the question. I think winning multiple playoff games should be something that we could seriously be focusing on this year, Mike.
Yeah.
Again, we get Buffalo this season. I think that's going to be a good litmus test, Mike, through the season. But at the end of the day, I don't see why this team can't be better than last team. We've certainly put a lot of work into this team, Mike. And I think, what were we, 10-7?
Yeah, we finished 10-7 last year.
Yeah, because we were 10-3 and then we lost out. So I think that we can certainly finish better than 10-7. Absolutely.
For me, 10 wins is the minimum of that we should have. The minimum.
Tortilla says Roman needs to follow Rodgers around like a lost puppy and learn everything he can, get every rep he can. Listen, this is going to be interesting. It's really going to be interesting. And the Steelers once again taking the highlights, being the highlight in the NFL, Mike. This team is always relevant. People are always paying attention to what's going on in Pittsburgh. This year is going to be no different. The Steelers making a lot of offseason moves. And again, I think the moves that we made can certainly make us better than a 10-win team, as last year with a lot of shaky situations that we shed this offseason landed us at 10 wins. I think we could certainly be better than 10 wins. We should at least.
Mark Malone might be right. That paint that he is huffing, the 12-5 is. I'm starting to talk myself into it.
Well, 12-5 is doable. I would agree. I think that. Let me get Cody here. Cody says, I don't know if I have as much faith in Rodgers, but at least I know he gets pissed. He's going to start getting fired up and yelling at people like that better than Russell. Great job, guys. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, he's going to start getting guys fired and shit. I like that. We'll see. See what happened when he was in New York. Vegas says Miller's a Super Bowl champion. Not a wide receiver, too, but if we put him there, I hope he goes off. Yeah. Again,
he's good in space.
He's good in that role that he's had in his career when he won a Super. I mean, he's never had to be the guy. And at the end of the day, let's say you're putting together a good defense. You're putting together your defense. You're strategizing to play the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'm looking at the lineup, and I'm looking, okay, my number 1 guy that I'm trying to cover is Calvin Austin. So I'm going to put my number 1 on him. and then the number 2 is Scotty Miller or Ben Skoranek. You see what I'm saying? They like these.
Yeah.
These I think they're moths. They fly in at nighttime. They come in through my air conditioner crack here.
I was watching that.
Did you see it? I seen it before. And then when I turn on all my lights, they go crazy.
They go fucking nuts.
So anyway, but that's what I'm saying. Look over, and you're strategizing and you're looking what you're trying to do. And number 1 is on Calvin Austin, and then you see Ben Skoranek or Scotty Miller. There's not going to be any team in the league that fears that, Mike. And I got to be honest with you. I think that could be a disaster if that ends up being the case. Again, losing DK Metcalf for a long period of time will be a disaster on this team. And again, those guys will play such a big role as 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th receivers. Mike, I think they do well.
Yeah,
I think they do well. And again, that's what they are. They excel in those roles. But if you're a number 1 or a number 2, you got to be a number 1 or a number 2 because you're getting a number 1 and a number 2 lining up across from you. And, those guys could cover people.
Yeah, I just have faith in Calvin as that number 2. Yeah, just go back and watch what he did against Sauce Gardner, the highest paid corner in the league. He made him look a fool.
Now, as you said, Sauce Gardner hasn't been looking too fantastic. And
I never said that, brother. No, for this argument.
But so
yeah.
Again, I mean, come on, we're fooling ourselves if we're thinking Scotty Miller and Ben Skoranek could step up and be the number. I think we're going to be in a bad spot if that's the case. Let's hope that's not the case. Underground Auditor says Rock Taylor runs a 4.49.
Yeah, that's kind of his athletic testing is why he didn't get drafted.
Tortilla, I do agree with we do need a wide receiver too. I've been saying that for like years now. What's the problem? Why won't they just bring in a guy? They bring in anybody else. They bring in everybody else. But for some reason, they dance around this wide receiver too, like it's what's going on? Saying all year DK don't play 17 games, which is likely. We're going to need a wide receiver who can fill that role in his absence. Sticky B, what you know about Sticky B? Sticky B says Calvin got open a ton last season and the quarterbacks didn't find him. Rodgers is going to love that guy. Tortilla says very true, Sticky. Vegas says 4.49 is okay, but can he separate and get open? We will see soon. Tortilla, I think Johnny will be second in receptions in the offense. Not technically wide receiver 2, but Jono should get a lot of targets if we want to spread the field. Mike, I think that's best case scenario is him getting a lot of targets, especially everything that we're saying.
You're gonna have and with Jonnu Smith, Pat Freiermuth, DK Metcalf, there's going to be your top 3 in targets, then Calvin Austin, then Roman Wilson, then Gainwell out of the backfield, probably oh my God, forgot his name. Jalen Warren out of the backfield too. So the ball's going to get spread around a lot. It's going to be not just one guy eating up all the targets or 2 guys. It's going to be 5, 6 guys getting a shit ton of targets. The way Ben used to spread the ball around, you never know who was going to get the ball from snap to snap. I think Rodgers is going to work the field.
Let's go right here. I'm going to go back to Cody. Cody says, good, I'm glad I feel that way too. The offense last year was ultra predictable, and they kept putting in Patterson on 4th and 1 situations.
Don't have to worry about that this year, brother.
They have to become less predictable. That's one thing that I would certainly focus on this year if I was the offensive coordinator, if I was Coach Tomlin, if I was putting a game plan together. You got to be as unpredictable as possible. And I'm not saying run stupid shit at stupid times like Tomlin decides to do, and it drives me crazy. Being unpredictable and being stupid are 2 different things. And again, I've seen him do things in the past where, it was unpredictable, but it certainly was bad play calling. Let's hope that changes this year, but we will see. Vegas says Calvin receives yards over. Oh, his receiving yards over under 600. It better be over 600.
Yeah.
If we're going to be a decent football team, it better be over 600.
Yeah. It should be. He had just under 600 yards last year. He finished 52 yards short last year. I think he does it this year, but it might be touch and go with, like I was just saying, spreading the ball around to everyone. But if he's going to be the number 2, he's got to have at least 600.
Underground Auditor says Rock Taylor Jr. in senior year at Memphis, 1,085 yards, 15.7 yards per catch, and 955 yards and 14.4 yards respectively. Yeah, I mean he'll be involved. No two ways about it, Mike. And as he's on the team longer, he'll get a lot more. I mean, a lot of people like Rock Taylor. They like what they're seeing in the guy.
I
Got
don't think
talent.
he makes the 53-man roster. He's
You
going to
don't
have
think
to.
he makes 53? You don't think is he going to be on the practice squad?
They're going to try and sneak him on the practice squad just because Spence Chronick's going to make it. He's a special teams beast and good for those over the middle catches. He's going to have to beat out Scotty Miller. And Scotty Miller's proven he can get it done at the pro level, beat guys in work in space too. So it's going to be a battle between those two for that last spot.
Mark Malone, we're going to pimp slap Buffalo. I hope, man, if we pimp slap Buffalo, I think we're going to be in good shape. We kind of brought this up last week, Mike, and I don't remember what the context of the conversation was, but if when it comes around, we play Buffalo this year, and we beat these guys, we're going to be looking real good heading into December, January. That's a big game for us, Mike.
That's November 30th. At that point, if we beat that ass, then we fall into the Ravens game, and if we have a good record at that point, that's going to put the league on notice that okay, we're a legit team.
Tortilla says, I want to say Calvin Austin third goes over 600 yards. DK and Johnny will get the most attention. Austin was open a lot last year, but Russ didn't see him. Rodgers will. Vegas says, I figure Aaron, if healthy, is going to throw 500 passes and complete 330 of them. That's enough to go around. Jensen Sauce running his mouth about covering DK. Can't wait to see that matchup. That's
going to be a fun one.
I cannot wait to play the Jets. Cody also says, you know what's scary? How can we say our defense is number one if our offense is so horrible? I need to see it against somebody else. If the offense doesn't do good against the Bengals, then we suck. You're right. I mean, defense is
that Bengals defense is trash.
In theory, Mike, our defense should be really good, but against the Bengals offense, I'd like to see that's going to be a matchup and a half. I'll get to this number in just a second here. Vegas says we did get a guy, then we let go. The other guy we had GP. And then Sticky B. What you know about Sticky B? Sticky B says Gainwell is super underrated pickup. He's going to be a menace. So glad Patterson was shown the door. Absolutely. I would take Gainwell over Patterson at this point, Mike, in their careers. 9 out of 10 times. Again, Patterson is starting to get up there. Gainwell, not a superstar, but again, Mike, he just came off a Super Bowl winning team. These guys that have winning ways, they tend to bring things with them. And that's another thing that we're hoping to see here in Pittsburgh, Mike, is some of these new faces bringing some of their winning ways with them.
And we saw what he did against us last year when he came in and replaced of Saquon. We were game planning around Saquon, and Gainwell came in and just made us look silly last year.
No, I totally feel you on that. Underground auditor.
Oh yeah, no, I'm high on Rock Taylor. When they picked him up, I was happy. I just think he's gonna be tough to crack the roster. I hope he does. That'd be awesome.
Vegas says this. He says Sauce can't press DK. He will get bench pressed and slanted on all game. I cannot wait for this Jets game. I just cannot wait. This is these are matchups that I can't wait to see, Mike. And again, this is a good first game of the season. This isn't that San Francisco team we played 2 years ago in the first game. It isn't this is a game that we could really go out and see what we have, and we're not constantly chasing the other team around like we were against San Francisco 2 years ago. Those kind of games are rough when you get them first.
Yeah.
But I like a nice Jets game to start off the season. That fits us. That's good. Yeah. That works for me.
Because the Jets have some good players there. Breece Hall, not a bad running back. Garrett Wilson, we know he's a good wide receiver. Their 2 starting tackles are first-round draft picks. Okay, so that's going to see how well, TJ and Highsmith are they going to be fired up and ready to go this season. And they got some good players sprinkled on that secondary. So there's good matchups there to gauge on where we are, but we should win that game.
We should, hopefully. If we're where we think that we are, and I think most people are being fair, most people are being honest. They're not fooling themselves. If we're where we think that we are, we should be able to go out there and win this game. Yeah. And we went out there and beat this team last year pretty handily. So there's no reason I don't think that it shouldn't happen again this year. Yeah. Let's see. Underground Auditor said Calvin is a hard-nosed little guy. Every catch last year he got plastered, but he hung on. You got to like that as well. Absolutely.
But my only concern is how many of those hits can he take?
I know.
That's just
These guys hit hard out there. They hit
I know.
hard.
But it's funny, though. You see some of these guys that are big monsters that should be able to take the hit and crumble. So it's, it's different from player to player.
Guys, let's see. Also, next, Mike, we got Cody. Cody says this was the Arthur Smith thing. We had Najee and Warren, and they still gave it to Patterson. That's what I'm saying.
I know. And that's my big complaint with Arthur Smith. That's what he did down in Atlanta, too. He'd have Bijan Robinson, have Drake London, and the tight end, who not as good as everyone hoped he would be, but it wouldn't give those guys the ball. Yeah. It's like he tries to outsmart the other team. So
right.
Trusting your best players to win, which is weird because he did not do that in Tennessee. He trusted, for some odd reason, Tannehill, but he also trusted, Derrick Henry and A.J. Brown. So, well, of course, A.J. Brown, Derrick Henry.
If I got Derrick Henry and A.J. Brown,
I'm gonna make Ryan Tannehill look like a Pro Bowl quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. People go on and on about his coaching, Mike Artie Smith. You had A.J. Brown and Derrick Henry.
And John O. Smith, baby. He had John O. Smith down there, too.
That's what I'm saying. I just, again,
but you give him, yes, an aging Aaron Rodgers, but a guy who can still get the ball out and still get it
we hope
where it needs to go. DK Metcalf, that's good building block right there. Let's see what we got.
Vegas says Calvin also got the scrum when Washington blocked the dude all the way through the end zone.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Calvin don't fucking care.
Vegas says can't overlook anyone on with a sketchy O line. Cody said 4th and 1 this year won't be a running back. Watch, it'll be a John O. Smith or something weird.
Hey, we did that. We had 4 tight ends and John O. running the ball early.
And then Vegas says I like the new kickoff rule. There should be more returns this year. Yeah, I hope so, but we will see. Guys, this is Mike. This year the rankings came out for the coaching staffs in the NFL.
If we hit 32 out of 32, this list is wrong.
Mike, this year we got between our head coach, our offensive coordinator, and our defensive coordinator, this team ranked 15th. Our coaching staff ranked 15th, down from 7 last year.
How were we 7 last year? Please tell me.
Well, people are starting to see, Mike. Everyone bit in. A lot of people outside of Pittsburgh, they really bit into this Mike Tomlin being this great coach. I mean, don't get me wrong; he's a good coach, but to say he's a great coach, I don't think that there's anything that really proves that to any degree, to be honest with you. But Mike, them dropping from 7 to 15, I think speaks volumes. It ways that people are finally starting to get a little bit different opinion of what's going on here in Pittsburgh, something that we've seen for quite some time. And again, some of these calls, some of these questionable things that happen through the course of a game.
Yeah.
And we've seen them last year. There was about 3 times whenever there was time when there's time to play possession football, and there's times not. And then there's times that Coach Tomlin kind of goes against that. And that makes me uncomfortable, Mike, because through the course of a game, there's just times you're supposed to punt the ball, get the ball out of the fucking end, and let your defense do what they do. Those kind of things.
He's inconsistent with those calls. At least if you're always aggressive, okay, you can say, hey, this is how we play. But picking and choosing when to be aggressive and inconservative, that throws off the rhythm of the team. Because at least if you know, hey, defense would know, okay, the offense is going to be aggressive. We got to be ready for we're going to have to hold down this end of the field. Not thinking, okay, the offense is going to go out to do the thing. We're getting a nice little break. No. When you pick and choose when you want to be aggressive, it throws off the rhythm of the team. And we used to be that all the time, going for 2 all the time. Now we don't do that. Going for it on 4th and short, we don't do it consistently all the time. It just messes with the rhythm of the team.
Vegas says Calvin is like the Joe Pesci of the team. And then Cody says the defense was slow last year. They showed up after halftime. That was another issue I had, Cody, last year was with the defense was they were. It wasn't impressive. It was the highest paid defense, and they a lot of times weren't impressive. And hopefully you're going to see a difference this year because you bring in these cornerbacks. That's going to make a difference in the game. I mean, they're going to cover different, and they're going to play man. They're going to hold people up in the defensive line, and rushers are going to have different opportunities, and you could game plan. So I think in theory things should be better on the defensive side of the ball, and it should be. I mean, we were the highest paid defense, and what happened last year happened. I'd like to see a major improvement this year, bringing in guys like Jalen Ramsey and people who might say is old, Darius Slaves, people who might say is old. But again, are they better than Dante Jackson? Are they better than some of the people they're replacing? I would have to say yes. Cam Sutton is gone, where he was a player that we had to depend on last year. We'll get another little bit more look at Beanie Bishop coming into his second year off of his undrafted season. He played a pretty good year. He had a couple picks last year. So I expect the defense to be a lot better. Plus, the younger linebackers, Mike, your Peyton Wilson, guys like him, they have a year under their belt. He's going to come out playing a lot more confident this year, where I thought he was confident last year.
Oh, yeah.
Peyton Wilson is going to be a one-man wrecking crew on this football team. So I expect the defense to play a lot better, Mike. And but the only thing that frustrates you about that is you just don't want it to have to rely on the defense game in, game out. If they do and they win that way, that's fine. You get your win. But at the end of the day, Mike, you want to see something from this offense. And I think that we're expecting it to be better. After 5 years of basically seeing the same thing, it better be better.
Yeah, we were point differential. We were negative 27 in the first half, plus 60 in the second half.
Yeah.
So the team, somehow got better in the second half. We were making those adjustments, but we couldn't make the adjustment in the end of the first, beginning of the second. We had to wait until halftime to make these adjustments. So it shows you can do it. Do it during the game. Don't wait until the second half to change it around, because the third quarter alone, we were plus 68. So the offense and defense were coming out ready to go in the third quarter. If you can carry that over into the first quarter, this sky's the limit for this team.
If they would just turn it into 3 periods like hockey, this team would be fine.
This team would be great, baby.
If they don't ever have to play the first quarter, they could just start in the second quarter on.
Well, we'd be golden.
We'd be golden. Vegas is worst scoring D in the first quarter in the NFL. 0 touchdowns on first drives by the offense, too. Absolutely. These things have to change. If you're going to be a good football team, you're going to win games that you have to win. These are things that have to be fixed. I mean,
when your offense is scoring nothing, and your defense is giving up the least amount, you should be winning a whole hell of a lot more.
Mike, around the league, Kenny Pickett returns back to practice after his hamstring injury as he battles. They have about as many quarterbacks as we have tight ends in Cleveland. That's going to be interesting to see who we're going to be facing a couple times this year. What else? Oh, this is another thing, Mike. After the Hall of Fame game, now we have our new eligible Hall of Fame possible candidates for next year. Here's some people on the list. Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald is on the list. Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers, Jason Witten, Frank Gore, Julian Edelman, Marquise Pouncey, LaShawn McCoy, Thomas Davis, Greg Olson, Alex Smith, Des Bryant, Geno Atkins, David DeCastro, Mike Pouncey, Sean Lee, Todd Gurley, Mike, a bunch of big names coming up. And there's names like from this year that just got pushed back. It's going to be really interesting, Mike. Anybody on this list you think is a guaranteed number one or a guaranteed entry into the Hall of Fame in their inaugural season of being eligible? Larry Fitzgerald?
Larry Fitz, yeah.
Drew Brees?
Yes.
I know you don't like Phillip Rivers.
No.
Frank Gore.
No, but he eventually gets in. Same with Rivers, too. They eventually get in.
Jason Witten.
He's definitely going. He was a damn good tight end. I don't know if first ballot type of guy.
Julian Edelman.
He should get it, for how clutch he is in the playoffs. I think he gets in, but not first ballot.
And just some amazing names, Mike.
There's a lot of good names on there. I like Marquise Pouncey. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. Same thing with DeCastro. I don't think he is. Todd Gurley I like, but I don't think he makes it. There's a lot of guys that are like a lot of these guys are just on the cusp of making it, and they're really damn good, but I don't think they make it. But some of those names, you can clearly say they're going to go in, or might have to wait a year or two.
Let's jump back on the board, Mike. Let's see. We do got some messages coming in here, so let me grab some. Cody says Tomlin's latest failures are Matt Canada and Pat Meyer, and he continues to keep these guys around. That's another thing, a point that I always do try to make on this show, Cody. I'd like to see him start getting better coordinators, hiring better coordinators. I just don't think that at this point it's an accident anymore. It seems like he has a type. He has a type that he likes to hire. I think things could probably be better if he would change that way of looking at things. But again, we will see. We will see. Maybe Artie Smith will surprise the hell out of me, Mike, and he's going to come out and the offense will be amazing, and nobody will be able to stop us, and we'll score a lot of points. And it's okay to dream, right?
It's okay to dream. Be a dreamer.
Vegas says they should just start Sanders and see if he's the one. I'm guessing up in Cleveland.
Yeah.
I think so too. I don't know what I would do with their situation up. I don't know.
Yeah, you have
it's going to fail no matter what they do. So that's what that's the best.
You
part
have like
about
no clear cut number one. Just throw them all out there, see what happens.
I mean,
The first 5 weeks, use it as an audition.
Why not start Joe
quarterback.
Flacco? He's the veteran. Why not start Kenny? He's the one that looks the best. Why not start Shador? He's the rookie. So I mean, there's a million different questions that goes on, and I'm glad that listen. I'm glad we're us and not them.
Yeah,
as always, that never changes. Believe me. Tortilla says every Steelers coach has had rough patches because they coach for. No, you're right, dude. You're right, and I'm not entirely bashing Tomlin. I'm just getting tired of not being good.
Not winning a Super Bowl.
It's been a while. I'm just getting tired of not winning a game in the play. I'm just, I mean, the same shit is getting old with the scoring no points in the first quarters of games and this and that. Like, I want to start seeing them things change. That's all. I'm just upset. I don't hate him. I'm just upset with him. I'm just disappointed in him.
Yeah, it's like when your dad says, "I'm not mad. I'm disappointed."
That's how I am.
I'm disappointed.
I'm just a little disappointed right now. Cody says like he couldn't hear us chanting "Fire Canada." You know what? And the thing about Tomlin, a lot of times the fans are right, but he's stubborn, and he ends up making that decision down the road. And this is something that I've seen with him over the years. We'll be like, don't do this. And he'll continue to do it. And then he'll eventually not do it. And then it almost has to be on his own idea.
Be his idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tortilla says every Steelers coach is also a Hall of Fame coach. Vegas, that's a bunch of getting eventually, but not first ballot guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then also Cody says we're going to talk Cleveland. Let's talk about 26-2-2. That's right, baby.
Hell yeah, baby.
Let me just cover a couple things here real quick, Mike. We're going to get into the trivia of the day, and then we're going to get ready to start wrapping it up, everybody. Real quick, I do want to say this. Two things that I told you I will never talk about anymore, but I'll talk about them if something comes up. Listen, Pirates, they were up 9-0 in the first inning on Friday. They lose to the worst team in the league, Colorado, 17-16 after being up 9-0 in the first inning. Mike, second game, they lose 8-5 in a game where Peguero hits 3 home runs. The Pirates lose that game as well. And then also they win yesterday, Mike. But that game where they lost after winning 9-0 in the first inning, you know how the Pirates always got these crazy records that date back centuries? Mike, that was the first time that happened to the Pirates since 1901. 1901 was the last time they let up the lead that big. Pirates were on a 5-game winning streak. They were won 9 out of 10, and they came against the worst team of baseball. And again, they just get embarrassed, Mike. 17-16 loss after being up 9-0. They do start a series against San Francisco today at home. This time around, Mike, Johan Oviedo back on the hill after his rehabbing stint. He's been off for quite some time. Giants come to town. The Pirates are 48-64 coming into today's game. Today's game is game 1 of 3. It is a 6:40 start. They'll be facing Justin Verlander in that game, Mike. Pittsburgh Pirates, that's enough Pirate talk for me.
Yep. Once again, Buccos making history. Have to go all the way back to 1901.
Mike, they got an F. They were the only team that got an F at the trade deadline. They got an F.
I mean,
an F.
I mean, it's accurate. They're not wrong.
Pittsburgh Riverhounds, they win. They win 2-0 over the Rhode Island team, Mike. They'll be hosting the Orange County SC team next Saturday at 7:00 p.m. Also going back to baseball for just 1 second, Mike, from the same high school that Joey Porter Jr. went to, Cole Young, who does play in the American League now, Mike, for the Seattle Mariners. He hit his home run it tied the longest home run hit at Seattle's ballpark over the weekend.
Shit.
Yeah, so he's crushing the ball. Good for him. Keep up the good work. And finally, Mike, they're throwing dildos in the WNBA. That's right, dildos. If this isn't the cherry on the top of the cake that is the WNBA season and what it brings, dildos being thrown onto the court, Mike, I think this fits that league perfectly. The league continues to fail 3 decades in a row. Since 1996, Mike, this league has been being carried by the NBA. Now they're throwing dildos at the players onto the courts. How long before this league shuts down?
Oh, it's not going to shut down. They just signed last year, a multi-billion-dollar deal, partnership deal with broadcasting rights. So yeah, they're not going away.
Until the broadcasting rights starts losing all their money. I just again, Mike, this league has failed terribly. and they're not doing things within the league to fix itself. So again,
I just want how they get that past security.
I don't know. I want to see. That's apparently the big talk in WNBA. They're throwing dildos all over the place, and I'm here for it, baby.
I'm here for it too.
Why don't you go and tell everybody about the website?
The 2dumbyinzers.com. Check it out, everyone. Got a new post over there under the dumb thoughts. Got all of our social media for Ryan and I, and then we got our merch store over there. Just remember, you gotta listen. You got Bob Nothing over there as well. Bunch of other Dumb Yinzer stuff over there. The 2dumbyinzers. Check it out, everyone.
Cody does say tell Skeens to play quarterback for the Steelers in the offseason. Probably, yeah.
He go to a better organization, a team that tries to win. At least the Steelers were built around them.
Jen says the question is, were they used dildos or were gloves involved?
I got a confession to make. Cinnamon and I, my favorite lot lizard, we went to one of the games recently where there was a dildo involved. Okay, you caught us, folks.
What the hell are you talking about?
The dildo's involved. Oh, never mind. You'll be fine. Just keep the show going.
No, I want to hear about this story.
Me and Cinnamon were there. She
Okay.
brought a little.
All right, I'm over it already. I've lost interest. All right, let's move on.
That's what I thought, but I was just trying to get a little segue in there to move on.
We are going to get on to the question of the day. Everybody, put on your thinking caps. Everybody on the board, Mike. Everybody at home. Here we go. Question of the day: Pittsburgh Steelers goes a little something like this. Who was the tallest Pittsburgh Steeler ever? Simple question, to the point. Who was the tallest Pittsburgh Steeler ever? Take a minute to think that over, guys. We're live 5 days a week right here, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every day right here. Who is the tallest Steeler football player ever? Throw your guesses up on the board if you have them. Mike, what are you thinking? Jesus, we're short men and all.
We know it's not Calvin Austin.
We know it's not Calvin Austin. Mike, who is the tallest Pittsburgh Steeler ever?
Oh, damn.
Darnell Washington. Cody's guessing on the board. Vegas says he's going with Ouija.
I'm going to go with Cody. I'm going with Darnell Washington.
Darnell Washington. Is this your final answer?
He's 6'7".
Wouldn't be a bad guess.
Oh, it's a good guess. Well, what's been someone from like the 70s on that front four that was like 6'9"?
It's not.
Wyatt Black's a good one.
I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint. It's nobody on the front four from the 70s team.
Okay.
All right. Lock and Mike in place on Darnell.
No, I'm going Mount Washington.
All right. Zach Banner, Tortilla says. Jason Gordon, Coaster says. Sticky B, he says Villanueva. Yai Black, Cody says. Also Darnell. So a lot of different answers on the board here, Mike. A lot of good guesses. The Underground Auditor said Villanueva was huge. So some guys, hey, Kenneth on the board. Always great seeing Kenneth on the board. Hope you're doing well, sir. And then Mark Malone, I hope they're throwing some of those battery-operated articulating ones out there. I'm going to start throwing dildos at Mike on the show. Vegas says there was probably some Elric dude in the 50s. No, it was a dude rather recent. Also, the Underground Auditor says Eric Green. He was a big guy. I just seen a picture of him over the weekend. They were like, look at this picture of this dude next to Eric Green. And the guy next to him was like 6'5".
Yeah.
And Eric Green made him look like a midget. I mean, it was it's unbelievable.
Did anyone see the picture of Darnell Washington catching the football and it looks like he's holding like a little kid's Nerf?
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
Okay, another Villanueva, Mike. So let's get back to the question. The question of the day is this: who was the tallest Pittsburgh Steeler ever? A lot of good guesses on the board. I got to give it to you. And I can be honest with you, one of the guesses that somebody had today is correct. Somebody did get the correct answer on today's trivia. Trivia question is, who was the Steelers' tallest player ever? The answer, of course, is at 6'9", Alejandro Villanueva. Villanueva. 6'9", wide receiver, turned into a left tackle, Mike, is the correct answer. It's a big dude.
That was a Big turnstile out there at left tackle.
Let's see. So that is, Mike. That's the trivia of the day. Pirates starting a new series tonight against the Giants. Game 1 of 3. That game is at 6:40. Steelers are off today, Mike. Today is their off day. And they'll be back at it tomorrow through the rest of the week. And then they get, I don't know if they practice Friday or not.
I'm not sure.
For some reason, I think they're off Friday. I could be wrong. But then
It
Saturday.
might be a walkthrough Friday. Probably a walkthrough.
Okay, Derpy. Then Saturday. Then Saturday, they do go down to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. That is a 7 o'clock game. Like there are Thursday games. There's also Friday games all through the weekend. Games do kick back off on Thursday night. Take me a moment. I could probably pull up some of these teams if I don't know where I got them. I don't know. I know that Baltimore. I think Baltimore plays on Friday night or Thursday night. I think the Eagles. Yeah, go ahead.
Oop, never mind. I'm in the wrong week. I'm like Derpy right now. Here we go. We got
all right. Indianapolis and Baltimore play on Thursday. Cincinnati and Philadelphia play on Thursday. Mm-hmm. And then Las Vegas and Seattle play on Thursday. And again, the games go into the weekend. Again, the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Jacksonville Jaguars in the first preseason game of the season for the Steelers, Mike. 7 o'clock Saturday. I cannot wait. I know everybody's just chomping at the bit to see the guys out there. We want to see what we're looking at. I mean, of course, we're not going to see a lot of starters for long periods of time, but we are going to see little doses of them and a large doses of a lot of players that we need to learn a lot about on this football team. Guys that aren't going to be on this football team in another week, guys that aren't going to be on this team in another 2 weeks. And again, starting into the season, there's only going to be 53 of these guys. And I think right now we're roughly around 90, give or take. I'm not sure exact on the answer of that, but Mike, this is going to tell a lot, and we're going to start seeing and learning and getting ready to head into the regular season. And a little over a month away. So Jacksonville Steelers, Saturday, 7 o'clock, Mike. We'll be here all week getting prepared for that game. We hope everybody joins us all week long as we talk Steelers and get ready for this football season, Mike, and follow camp as the week does go through here.
Yeah, I can't wait. Silva, I'm looking forward to Will Howard, Caleb Johnson, Wyatt Black, Derek Harmon, Roman Wilson, those guys that we haven't seen. So I can't wait. There are a lot of Rock Taylor, Dante Kent, if he can get healthy. I want to see what he has.
A lot of these guys, yeah.
A lot of the rookies, the undrafted guys, the second-year guys. How are they going to do? Third-year guys who should be making that huge jump. There's a lot of guys I want to see how they perform. Aaron Rodgers, DK,
Cody asks a good question. Like, who do we look forward to seeing in preseason? He's looking forward to seeing Will Howard. Yeah. I mean, that's obviously. I mean, this guy may or may not be the quarterback of our future. It's going to be, I think, a lot of action for him actually, because especially if they're going to, obviously. They playing it out as it's going to be a quarterback competition. These two guys are fighting for number 2. Right off the top, Mike, unless Will Howard comes out and just does something unbelievable, Mason's going to be your number 2. They kind of gave that to him, bringing him back to from Tennessee. So, I mean, you're going to see a lot of those two guys. Again, Aaron Rodgers, minimal. Again, the fourth string guy, I can never remember his name. Tyler, what's his name? Skylar Thompson. I look forward to seeing the two middle guys. You're going to see a lot of Mason. You're going to see a lot of Will Howard. Mike, for me personally, who do I want to see? Who am I looking forward to? I'm looking forward to young player-wise. I'm looking forward to seeing Derek Harmon on defense. I want to see what kind of disruption he can make on that defensive line. And on offense, I'm looking forward to seeing Broderick Jones. Not a new guy, but I'm looking forward to seeing if he's able to make any progress, if he's able to change anything around, stay healthy at this point, and it just prove me wrong maybe, because I think he is the weakest link on this football team.
Yeah, and I want to see, speaking of left tackles, I want to see Dylan Cook, his backup. I want to watch him. I'll be watching him intently.
And then, I want to see Cole Holcomb. Cole Holcomb's a guy that everybody's been telling me how great he's been, but he's another guy that's been injured since he's been here. So, I mean, there really are a handful of guys that I cannot wait to see on Saturday. This is, again, a lot of people don't love preseason. I do love preseason because you learn a lot about your team. So there's a lot of guys. I want to see the punters punting. I want to see balls kicking. I want to see there's about 15 things that I cannot wait to see. So, again, we'll be here all week to get prepared for this game, Mike. It's here. Can you believe it? The Super Bowl ended and we were like, oh, man, we have all off season. And it's here already. So I'm down with that. And then the people that are complaining about the Hall of Fame game, again, Mike, I just Yeah, they're never fun. They're never exciting. But
Yeah.
again, it's NFL football back, and that's the first sign that it's back. So I love the Hall of Fame game that was just played last week, and we'll be at it this week. So it's here. It's finally here. Cody says this. He says, assuming our backup linemen suck, won't we get 8 up? Cody also says, oh, yeah, no way. Number 6 pick is going to be number 2. Not yet, at least, on that. But, yeah, guys, it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of things to go over, Mike. And, again, we will be here every day this week at our regular time to talk about and get prepared for the big game Saturday. Mike, anything before we do start getting ready to wrap it up for today?
No, man. Thanks for Pirate news. Paul Skeens was named MLB's Pitcher of the Month.
All right. There you
There we
go.
go. One good news for the Buccos. That's all I got. But no, thanks everyone for tuning in. Appreciate it, man. This was a fun one, man.
A lot of people are saying that this was Ben Cherington's way of sticking his middle finger up at Pittsburgh. The way
I think so, yeah.
The way he handled this, they handled this trading deadline.
Yeah. Say what you will about the Steelers and the Penguins. They try and win. It may not always work out, but they try. Whereas the Buccos, they don't even try.
Yeah. You're right. It's a disgusting product they put out there every year. It's disgusting. It's not even they don't even try to make it look like they're trying to do good work. But it is going to be a good week. Sticky B on the board. I do want to say a couple things, Mike. The Gooners will be back this week. Check out Finch, Tim, and Ryan on Friday night, as they are going to be back after their summer hiatus, getting ready to go into football season. Check them guys out on Friday night right here on the Two Dumb Yinzer Network. Also, if you haven't had a chance, go over. We have any of our social media pages, Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, and Threads. Anywhere you go, even TikTok, you could go find us. Stop, like us, follow us, all that kind of fun stuff if you haven't yet. And then also, if you haven't yet, hit the like in the sub below. That helps us out a lot for YouTube. Excuse me. Other than that, Mike, I think that thing shot down my throat. Whatever's flying around here.
Ooh. Whoa, brother! Getting stuff shot down your throat.
No. So, Mike, anything before we do get ready to wrap up?
I got nothing, man. Have a good day, everyone.
Absolutely. We'll be back at our regular time tomorrow. I hope you join us then. Again, thank you so much. I do want to say thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out today. We appreciate each and every one of you. Truly, honestly do. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you to everybody on the board. I've been getting a lot of them from Vegas lately with these TMIs. Everybody on the board, I do want to say thank you to everybody at home as well. Maybe you're in the car, maybe you're at the gym, maybe you have your earbuds in, maybe you're even just watching on your big screen TV. We want to thank you very much as well. Again, we'll be back tomorrow at our regular time to do it all over again. We hope everybody has a great day. For Mike in the Steelers Central Mobile Studio, for myself, the Two Dumb Yinzers, everyone have a great day.
Thanks, Cody.
We'll see you tomorrow.